We lit. Oh,
Okay.
yes. Episode 28?
28.
28 out the gate?
28.
Hey, I'm going to need you to pep up a little bit, bro.
I'm pepped.
Oh, okay.
He's
All
very
right.
lax today.
Yeah,
He's
you know,
relaxed.
he just, these last couple of episodes, I think he done go on Hollywood because he just coming in here.
I don't even know what Hollywood at.
We was there last. Stop playing. We was in the hills. Come on, stop playing, man.
Had a good time too. We gotta go back.
We got a new guest, y'all.
Minah.
I love when we have a new guest because you don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know what's gonna happen.
Yes.
Miss Minah Brown Divah.
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
Ms. Minah Brown Divah.
Okay, I ain't want to mess it up.
No, you got it.
You want to tell us about yourself? Sure. Plug yourself.
Man,
Shameless
you give
plug.
me the mic,
We
I'm
here.
gonna take it.
We
So stop
here.
playing, okay? Now, what's going on, everybody? Thank you all so much for having me today.
Hey, we glad
my
you're
name
here.
is Ms. Minah Brown Diva. Most people know me from like Power 92,
Ooh.
my radio Chicago. I'm a radio personality. I'm an event promoter, a planner. I'm a wife and a mom of 4. Just so many things,
Hey.
man. I'm glad to be here, though. Thank y'all
We
for
glad
having
to
me.
have
Hey,
you.
we
Yeah.
are. We leveling up, y'all. Y'all hear them credentials. We leveling up in here. Hey, so we gonna start off. So we talked about RiRi and the ASAP
Yeah.
Rocky, but got some new information here. So apparently, allegedly, RiRi said that ASAP was in the friend zone. They was friends. Guys,
Shoot your shot.
keep shooting. Keep shooting your shot. You don't know. It might go in. So that brought us to our question. We always had this question on here because we always talking about relationships.
Okay.
Can men and women just be friends? Or is that man just waiting for an opportunity?
The waiting part, because it was like a post, and some lady was like, her friend confessed his love for her after she was married 8 years. I think her husband passed away, and now all of a sudden her friend like, I really love you.
Right.
They been friends though. So can men and women really be friends, or are men just waiting?
Okay, I don't know. I think it can be either or. Something that we said earlier is also like, is this a friend like from high school or someone that you've known like a long time where y'all really can just be friends? Or is this like a coworker or somebody you meet in your adult life? Can you really be friends? And I say yes, only because I'm a very nice person. I have a lot of male friends and I have a husband. So I think it's possible, but at the same time, don't get me wrong, they probably just waiting to shoot they shot. You know what I mean? Or some of them might just try it or whatever, but it's like
But what do you
it's
think
possible.
what do you think the majority is? Do you think majority of men are saying, "Hey, we friends," and then just waiting for an opportunity, or what?
Unfortunately, I think I would say yes. I think most of them are. But at the same time, I think there are some really good male and female friendships that can occur. I have some really good male friends, So I think that it can happen. It can happen.
Bump.
Childhood friends, sure. Yep, I'm cool with that. New people, nah, they be having an agenda.
Okay.
And it's men or women, but people have agendas. Typically, when you older, it's like, oh, they attractive. You start talking to them, and it's like, oh, you with somebody. Then all of a sudden, you still have conversations. Now you're friends, but your initial look at that person was, dang, she attractive. He attractive.
Mm-hmm.
So no friends.
No new
So
friends.
Unless
you saying you personally can't have a female friend then?
No, I believe, and it's like I want to feel like we can, but even in my experiences, most women, unless they meet like me and my wife at the same time, like we all meet, and it's like, but just women that I meet, it usually turn out where it's not just they want to be friends.
And see, I wouldn't even have thought that it was on the other shoe. Like, I was only thinking, like, the guys are always in the waiting. So you saying the ladies creeping, like, they be waiting in the shadows, too?
Definitely.
Oh, yeah, I never even thought about that.
Now we talking,
they don't want to be in the friend zone?
Nah. I mean,
I didn't even think about it like that.
You gotta think, like, if it's somebody in a relationship and they a good guy,
Yeah.
and you talk to them, and you know you deal with a bunch of guys that ain't shit.
Yeah.
How are you going? You know, you start looking at him like, dang, yeah, you friends, but nah, if he wasn't in his situation, you gonna look at him differently. Like, dang, you a good guy. I mean, it goes both ways.
Yeah.
It might be for different reasons. I think the women probably get more attracted later because it's for all the other reasons and not just that initial physical attraction. Where men, we like, oh, she look good, and then our mind is already gone. Women, it's like you get to know them, y'all
He's
talk
so
all the time.
He's so nice.
Yeah, all of that. Yeah, and then now it's not just
now,
friends.
right now that your husband looking for him.
Right. Finna kill this stuff.
Yeah.
So, was y'all on my
Yes, I thought you were like, what do you think,
I was
Deuce?
deucing. So, yeah, I believe men and women could be friends. You know, I believe that is. I believe usually it happens at a younger age. You know, like you say, we grew up together, we went to school together, we never looked at each other in that way. But on the guy's side, I don't want to say that dudes be waiting, but I think that men are just more open if something came up, you know. So they're not gonna stop. You know, if their friend came onto them, they're not gonna stop it, and they low key hoping that it happened. But I don't think that means that
It's waiting.
I don't think that means they're waiting.
But now I got a question behind that, right? So, men just being friends. And no, they not necessarily waiting, but don't women feel like you should be friends before relationship? So is it really that bad to feel like that? Like, we've been friends all this time. Like, I know all of you, you know all of me.
I think they feel like it's a manipulation type of thing, though. Like, you're only being this person because you're trying to get something from me. You know, like...
Well, I mean, even the childhood friends. Like, y'all been friends your whole life, and then y'all 35 and both single, and it's like, hey, why we ain't never tried this?
Yeah. And
That's
you
true.
know what? Something
That's
else
true.
that you made me think of is, too, when you are so connected and you start getting, like, feelings for people and all that stuff, it can become dangerous because one person is, like, maybe getting obsessed with the other friend, and they maybe not even on that. Like,
Right.
like, dang,
And it come out of left field. And that's what happened with that one lady when she was like, her husband died, and then her friend came on to her.
And so she wasn't down for it?
No.
Okay.
She only saw him as a friend. She only saw him in that capacity.
And now, how do you move on from that? Once he kind of exposes himself, can we be friends from now on?
I was going to say, is the friendship over at that point?
Man.
She was making it seem like it was over.
Yeah.
She was like, bro, like,
but
that's
I'm asking,
weird.
is the friendship over at that point?
No, not for me. I can see past that.
I think that it depends on how hard they went. If they went too hard and it's like an uncomfortable comeback, nah, we can't come back from that.
But what is going too hard?
like portraying yourself, like giving all of, like, maybe even doing like a proposal almost, or not even like of marriage, but of, look, I want you to be mine. Like, we've been doing this too long. That whole talk right there is going too hard. Like,
but that's the only way they gonna be able to know.
No, they can come easier than that.
If they shoot their shot, ain't no coming back.
Yeah, I don't think it's no coming back.
It's tough to come back from that.
On whose side though? The person that who shot their shot, or
no, the other person.
Okay,
because
the person that had to shoot him down.
It puts you in an uncomfortable space, like, I mean, because I kind of been in that situation before, or kind of am in that situation. It's hard for me to talk to her because knowing that you got these feelings is like, I don't want to feed into those feelings that you have.
Don't send you in
yeah,
no type of way.
I don't want
like,
you to think.
ooh.
I mean, I felt like we was friends all this time. So
Yeah.
I still want to answer your call like I usually do, or be there for you like I usually would. But knowing that you got these other feelings, it's like, should I still be doing that?
Yeah.
Because it's only gonna create more feelings, obviously.
Because then you're doing stuff, it's like, oh, he really cares.
But I do really care because we've been friends for a long
That's
time.
true. So it's hard on you.
Yeah,
That's hard
so
on
But you
like
care
you-
in a friend capacity,
Right.
and not a
Yeah.
romantic capacity.
And that's
They
what I'm
feeling
saying.
them
But
feelings.
They feeling them feelings.
but doing those same things, I felt like was a friend capacity.
Yeah.
And now you looking at it like something different. It's just, it's tough. The men and women dynamic in friendship is tough.
Very complicated, and that's why we will continue to talk about it.
Right. But
So-
I think ultimately it just comes down to trust. You know what I mean? You can have a friend, especially if your significant other can trust you and you don't have anything going on, then I think it should be cool for you to have friends of the other opposite sex.
I trust my significant other. It's the dude in the waiting I don't trust.
But just because they got feelings doesn't mean that she can't just be friends with them until they mess up and shoot they shot.
Why? But I mean, once they done shot they shot and then
Yeah.
at that point,
It's over.
how you still
It's
even being
over.
friends with them, or would you think I'm gonna trust you being around? Not trust you, but trust the situation. Like maybe you used to go hang out with them, and I'm like, all right, whatever. But then once they confess, they whatever.
Yeah.
Now they want to hang out. I'm like, no. Like why would I? It changes everything. It makes the
Yeah.
relationship.
So you got 4 boys. What you tell one of your sons come up to you saying, "Hey,
This my friend.
Huh? No, they come up telling you, "Hey, this girl, I like this girl, but she put me in the friend zone. What do I do? Should I wait or should I move on?" What you telling them?
Move on. What you mean? What they waiting on? What you waiting on?
ASAP got what he wanted.
Yeah.
ASAP got what he needed.
Because I'm wondering, do I tell my son? Would I tell him that? I think as a mom, that is what we would do. Is like as the female, like, nah, just keep at her. You know,
You see what I'm
you
saying?
handsome. You know she coming around, so you just give her a chance. Give her some time.
You want him to put some work in.
Put
and
your
try
work
to,
in.
Mhm. All right.
Keep it moving.
Okay.
Keep it moving.
So we gonna go ahead and get to the next topic. As we were just talking about kids, good segue. Should children be the reason to make a relationship or a marriage work?
Y'all both looked over here at me like
I'm sorry. That's I usually like to let the lady go first, but no. But it's
Okay.
tough not to.
Go ahead, man. Give it to us.
Just once kids involved, and you got to do the split and the kids here and there. I know I'm the type of father. Maybe I'm rare. I want my kids in the house every day. I don't want to go visit them somewhere. I don't want them to come over on weekends. Like I want my kids in the house with me.
Yeah.
So divorcing or something like that, I don't want the kid. I'm not trying to let the kids go nowhere. So it's gonna be ugly because
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, they need to stay with me.
So you saying that you'll go through all of whatever the drama is within the relationship and whatever the problems are, you willing to overlook all of that for the kids?
No, not exactly. But it makes it harder to walk away from things when there's kids involved, because I'm not just gonna leave my kids. So do I probably deal with a little bit more? Maybe, yeah. Like, do I look at stuff like, is it really that serious? Like, am I that mad about it?
Yeah.
Probably not, but definitely, like, divorcing and stuff like that, it's like, what are we gonna do with the kids?
Yeah.
Because it's gonna affect them. Like it's going to affect them. We like to think maybe it don't, but it will. But I'm not saying that to say if you just unhappy, the kids will see that too, and that'll affect them.
Yes.
So what's your answer? Should you make it work for the
He
kids
done
or
circled
not?
around
I said,
three times around. He's still
I said no. You shouldn't.
But your answer said yes.
No, you shouldn't.
See, this is how he get away with his shit.
Yeah.
He think he's slick.
But you shouldn't. But kids make it. You know, it's difficult not to. It's difficult to just leave, but you shouldn't. You know, just because of the kids, because ultimately your happiness is gonna reflect onto them. So you gotta be happy too.
That's true. That's true. Do you think that it changes at a certain age? Like if the kids are younger as opposed to if they're like in the teenage years and almost young adults?
No. Just
No?
because, well, maybe I have a one-way look because I have all boys, but I don't think it's a difference from younger to older. The effect, you know, them needing me. I don't think that changed. Like maybe for girls it might change. Well, they need mom a little more for different things. But having boys, like, nah, I think whatever age it would be tough for me to walk away from them in any situation.
Okay.
What you think over there?
Okay. So the question is,
Should children be the reason to make the relationship work? Relationship or marriage?
I guess I'm kind of on the yes and no, but I'm gonna have to say more of a yes. I think that that the kids. Okay, I'm about to actually, I'm being a hypocrite at the same time because, okay, I'm saying yes, the kids definitely don't need to be separated. I believe in having a 2-parent household for sure. Me and my husband, our kids don't know either one of us outside the house, like their whole life, you know, so that would be a really, really difficult thing for them to separate, for us to separate, or to have to go through that. But I kind of feel like once the kids are past a certain age, I'm thinking once they pass like 13, 14, there's more of an understanding. I feel like when it's like issues within relationships at home, just because you stay there because of the kids doesn't mean that the kids don't see what y'all go through. And if you have like a toxic relationship and it's no connection, no communication and good stuff, then yeah, you stayed there for the kids, but the kids are being damaged while they're there. So what was the purpose of y'all really staying together? So I don't know if that's yes or no, but I think it can be damaging to the kids at the same time when they, see fights and see misunderstanding, see cheating, see hurt. Right. When the kids seeing crying and you know what I mean, or abuse and stuff, man, those kids, that didn't do nothing for them. Y'all staying together,
right?
Toxic.
It's like what's worse, toxicity or absence? You know what I'm saying? Is it? Do I want to see you here, but I'm seeing a whole bunch of horrible stuff, or are you gone and then I'm wondering why you gone and you don't love me? You know, it's a thin line there. You know.
I think absence hurt worse.
Really?
Yeah.
I think absence only hurts if the person who's absent doesn't want to be there. You know what I mean? Like, it's kids out here whose dads, most times it's the dad, unfortunately. I'm sorry, guys. But there are some kids out here whose dads don't want to talk to them or don't see them, don't care. So that absence, it hurts and affects them more because some kids know, like, damn, why my dad don't mess with me or why he don't. Whereas if, let's say it was myself or somebody that got divorced and the kids, I was absent or the husband was absent, the kids know what's going on. So you aren't really absent. You're present, but y'all going through something. So maybe the kids talk to you more and they know you're there, you're supportive. But absent because you just a deadbeat dad or a deadbeat mom, man, that's different. That's different. It hit a little different.
Yeah, that's definitely different. But that's instantly where I went mentally with the absence because I'm like, my daddy was absent. But he was toxic too, according to my little sister. But I would have rather dealt with the toxic to know than for him to be absent. But
You think?
I mean, I know him now.
Yeah.
I would have rather.
But she's saying you think you wanted to go through that
Yeah,
pain.
because don't your
yeah,
sister tell
do.
you it was rough? Like,
Yeah.
man,
And
it
I
was
feel like I
rough.
would've
You don't want
rather-
to see that.
I
Has
feel
she
like I
ever
would've
told
rather
you you
went
was
through that.
lucky you didn't go through it?
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
And I told her she was lucky that she was able to go through it.
Dang, that's deep. That's deep as hell. Yeah, but
Because
it's true.
a different struggle. Like struggling not knowing yourself because of the absence, and then struggling because of the toxic ways are two different things. I would have rather struggled because of the toxic ways. It would have helped me know me better growing up. You know?
wouldn't be
Even-
who you are sitting here right now.
Nah, I think I would have been me anyway.
Even knowing
You know why I feel like I would have been me anyway?
But no, you
Because
couldn't have been.
Yeah, because knowing the things I know about him now, I just understand me better.
Mhm.
That's the only thing that changed. Like me having my struggling with viewpoints of I was taught this, raised like this, but it was a single parent household, so I only had one point of view. But I'm like, why am I battling this? Why I'm fighting this point? Like that ain't how I feel. That, but then knowing him, it's like, oh, I understand why I felt the way I felt. It just would have. I feel like it would have made me come into me sooner because I would have understood. I wouldn't have been fighting. I don't want to say like demons, but I wouldn't have been fighting the things that I felt were bad.
Yeah.
Because of I was always taught this side of things.
So I don't want to take it back again, but isn't the fact that you had demons to fight and that struggle that you went through is what gave you strength and the person that you are today. So I feel like if you would have grown up and you didn't have those times of battle and struggle and madness and wishing you had it, those things made you stronger and gave you this one piece of something that's different. That what if you was raised with both parents and you went through that toxicity and you aren't the loving person that you are today, and you aren't that parent that you are, like you the dad you are because your dad wasn't there. You don't see that?
Yeah, no, I know that.
Oh, I'm speaking facts.
Man.
Hold on,
I definitely feel like that. But I mean, I feel like I would have been that father anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I lost stuff not having a father around. Like nobody taking me outside to play sports. Nobody teaching me this. Nobody saying, "Hey, that's how you talk to women," or "Hey, that's how." Like, I mean, yeah, I heard it from a woman's point of view, but not from a male's point of view. So, I sometimes I see the lack, or the lack I used to have. Like, I don't know how to be a dad to my kids because I didn't have a dad be a dad to me. So it was hard for me to show affection to my kids because I only had the mother-son affection relationship, never like a father-son. So I just wasn't real affectionate. Like, I didn't even know how to do that. So you lose stuff and you gain stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like I could have been a better dad if I had those things, but I mean, who knows? We don't know.
we don't know. We could just go off what we get now.
Yeah.
You know,
Definitely.
you turned out to be a great dad.
Yeah.
Hey, we took a nice little turn there.
That was deep. We went there.
I like it. So I'm just gonna give my little quick. Should children be the reason to make the relationship work or the marriage work? I'm just gonna go with yes. I'm gonna go yes, just because. In my opinion, if you're gonna make a marriage work for one reason and one reason solely,
Kids should be it.
Kids should be it.
Yeah.
Because once we bring them into this world, you know, they all we care about. They our main focus, and you know, we got to take a back seat to that. So, and in my opinion, I think a lot of people, they'll kind of wait till their kids, like you say, get to a certain age, you know. All right, they about to be 17, 18. We ain't been together about 5 years already now, you know, like, you know, we gonna break it to them after they, you know.
Right.
So I think a lot of people do it. I think they we gonna stay a unit until they officially grown or whatever. just to get them through. And, now we got to go our separate ways. But if you going to stay, I think a child is a good reason to do it.
Yeah. I think that situation actually what happened to this girl I know. Like she was, her parents was together up till she was like a freshman in college. And I think her youngest sibling probably was like maybe 13 at that time or something like that. And, came to see her, told her like, oh, yeah. Mom's moving
separate
out.
Cars, like.
Mom is moving out. This is what's going on.
Wow.
Dad mom got a boyfriend. Yeah. Mom got a boyfriend, so clearly y'all been, kind of, so it broke her though. Broke her. Like, her trust was broken. She was broken. Like, it was,
And I think you see that a lot, like, people that come from like single family homes, we don't resonate with that because we can't, Right. But I just hear that so much of people that, grew up with both parents and then their parents got a divorce. They are crushed. Yeah. They are crushed. Like, like somebody broke their heart,
Yeah.
So I can't relate, but I can imagine it's pretty hard dealing with that.
Gotta be. Mm-hmm.
But that was a nice little quick topic there. So, Punk, I want to. Should we get into your controversial post before we run out of time?
I didn't think it was that controversial, but
so Punk is out here.
People.
Yeah, he triggering people. He doing what he supposed to do. We got a podcast to promote. Hey, he getting the people riled up.
Gotta get stirred up.
He cooking, man. He cooking, man.
The bad thing is I don't be, man.
You're not purposely doing that.
I'm not purposely doing that. Like, I have real questions and I get attacked.
I wouldn't admit that. I would,
right. Like,
I wouldn't be admit that. I'd be like,
this is him. This is an old emoji. Like, he is the whatever emoji.
He is.
It is what it is.
He loves it too.
You want me to read it?
Yeah. Go ahead. Go tell us. We get into a little petty bag for a second. Can you pass that little dark?
It's crazy because it actually came from responses on one of our TikToks about child support, and the people was just, I don't want to say dogging me, but they was making me feel bad. I was feeling some type of way.
Okay.
But what I posted was I seen some women saying if a man is a millionaire and has custody of his kids, he will just hire a nanny. So I want to know, do women really think men are incapable of taking care of the house and kids and still working? I feel like that's a fair question. Only because of the responses, I'm like, man, y'all really think men can't take care of kids or the house like we kids or something? But this young lady, she commented, I'll say this, of the guys I know through whatever capacity, there are few that can.
Did
y'all see him?
I think that's a fair statement.
Look, don't get him revved up now, please. Don't do it. Okay,
hey, that's my job.
Yeah.
I simply responded, sorry you haven't expanded your circle. I didn't feel like it was a shot.
With the I don't give a damn.
It was with the shrug. But I mean, I only said that because I feel like if those are the type of men that you've been around where only a few of them can accomplish this, then maybe you need to get out, meet more people, different areas, spaces, get out of your norm.
Yeah,
because your norm is producing trash.
Yeah,
that's
unfortunate. That's
it
what I would
is.
say.
It's very unfortunate.
That's unfortunate if all the guys that you're dealing with, none of them you've ever seen, they got you in a category to make you feel like they aren't capable of doing it.
Right. So that's all I was saying. Sorry you haven't expanded your circle. I wasn't like trying to intentionally
Deuce said
take a shot.
He did. Shots.
And some other people said that too. It wasn't my intent, but she responded.
It went back and forth.
No, it wasn't no back and forth because she deleted me and blocked me. But she responded,
Dang.
WTF does that have to do with my circle? I said I know them through different capacities, most work. I didn't say my friends. First of all, it has everything to do with your circle because it's the circle of people you know. Mm-hmm. I didn't say your friends.
Okay. Guess when else she post?
Look, you like get to the good stuff.
Yeah, let's get to this.
I mean, I think I might as well answer her question since she blocked me before I could.
Yeah.
Then she said, WTF was the purpose of your response to make a dig? No, I wasn't trying to make a dig.
Mm-hmm.
That was that shot I was talking about.
Right, yeah. Then she said, it's too early to play petty, bitch.
Ooh.
Oh. What?
You asked the question, and I have a response from my point of view. I hope whatever bug crawled up your ass dies.
She responded 3 times and then said you had a bug up your ass. Huh?
Three times.
And called you a bitch.
And called me a bitch.
So that's what I'm kind of like. What is too much? Why do people go so hard on social media? Like you asked the question, you gave your answer. It's all opinionated. Yeah. Like, man, how far? Like, damn, she was mad at you.
She was triggered us.
She said she called you out your name and everything.
Yeah, she always mad at me on Facebook.
Oh, so I was gonna ask you, do you know her?
Yeah, we went to grammar school together.
Oh, but she deleted you?
Yeah, I guess she was
He
mad.
like, yeah, she'll add me back next week. We'll be good.
Yeah, she'll be back. That's like, she'll be back.
I don't care one way or the other.
Or she won't.
I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm one down on the toxic list.
Just a sidebar. If people do delete you on social media and then like later on they want to come back, do you let them?
Yes, come on back.
Yeah, I don't.
Maybe
like
you seen that you was
tripping.
Yeah, you know, and come on back. I don't hold no grudges. Even when I responded,
you done with them, huh? You block them back or what?
No, it's like I don't block people.
You ain't even give them a chance to come back. Oh, you blocked me? I'm blocking you.
No, I don't. But I have had people just recently. A young lady she had gotten rid of her page. She even told me like, "Oh, I had done this, that, and other. Can you add me back?" But I knew it was just some other stuff she was going through and whatever. So I added her back, and then recently. She did it again. So I said this time I'm not adding her back. Like I don't care what. I will never press that confirm button again. It's over. It's over with. Like don't play with me.
In a case like that, I probably wouldn't add you back. You done blocked me, deleted me multiple times.
Right.
Like what you really here for?
Yeah. Why you keep coming back?
Why you keep coming back?
Yeah.
You ain't getting back
nosy. But I guess I don't.
But you was in. You were in. You can see whatever I posted, and you let your ego.
Now you out.
And now you out, and now you actually come back. Come on, man. We got to do better.
Probably be living through you or something.
Man, we all in the same world. I'm all about the positivity and support, man. Man, I tell them all the time. I don't care if we doing the same thing. My shine gonna be my shine regardless. We all can shine too.
And that is the truth.
Yes.
So that wraps up Punk's controversial post segment. We're gonna do this every week, y'all. No, I'm just joking. So I think we should probably end with, we got one more topic, y'all. How long? Yeah. Oh no, we can do a couple more actually. Okay. But I'm about to Deuce though, y'all. I'm about to zone in on y'all. Yeah. But I like this next topic, y'all.
Can you pass the drink?
Oh yeah, pass the glass. Hey.
Thank you.
So I like this. The one Punk, you on fire with the questions here. Are you selfish with your spouse?
Shout out Ms. Z, cause she the one.
Oh, okay. Shout out Ms. Z. When you coming back? We looking for you. We got APV out on you. So are you selfish with your spouse? All right. And we just wanted to give a little example as well. If your spouse is a homebody, should you be too? You want to kick it off, Ms. Minah?
Sure. It's so crazy that y'all bring this topic up because I'm in a household and we got one person who likes to be out and we got one homebody. Okay.
Don't it usually work that way? Like, why are we together?
Who's the homebody? Your husband?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We can already tell you the
Women
out
like
one.
the limelight. They want to be seen and stuff.
What's
It's the work that I do. It's the work that I do. I try to tell my husband all the time. I know it looks like a lot of fun. It's a lot of partying. It looks like, but it's a lot of just working too, you know. So
Work should be fun though.
it should.
Yeah.
It definitely should. But I don't know. I'm thinking that, you know, you can work it out. I think that if you kind of find an even balance and there's always like the communication, the loyalty, the trust aspects taken care of, I think you can deal with it. You know?
So hubby, you want to go out and it's not work related, but you want to go out.
Mm-hmm.
Hubby wants you to be in the house because he wants you to stay in the house. What you doing?
More than likely he's not gonna like say that he doesn't want me to go.
Okay.
He'll more than likely just be like, "Oh, you was going to that,"
Mhm.
and then I just be like, "Well, yeah, you know, it was such and such," and then it really would be, you know, like
You still go?
I'll ask him
Okay.
like, "Well, do you want to go?" You know, and I'm hoping that he wants to go because I would have more fun. I prefer him to go, but most times he's like, "Nope, got to work tomorrow. I'm good."
And then you still going?
Yeah, sometimes I may change my mind.
Okay.
But, you know, because if I get home from work, I leave the shop at 9 o'clock or something, and I've been thinking about it all day. I'm going. And then sometimes I just be like, you know what, I'm going to stay home with you. And that does make him feel good. He be like, oh, you going to stay home? Like, yeah, I changed my mind. I'm going to just stay in today. You know, like, okay.
What about you, Punk? If your spouse was a homebody and wanted you to be a homebody, is that what we doing? Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm gonna go out here and you know, still gotta get out every once in a while, but for the most part, I'll be at home. But that's because I like kicking it with my spouse. Not like people don't, but I like kicking it with my spouse, so I don't mind being in the house. If we ain't at odds,
Right.
we probably watching shows or, you know, movies or something, doing some hookah, playing cards.
See, but the thing, it don't seem like the thing is like, you know, the other person don't want to kick it with their spouse. It's the spouse don't want to go. They the only one that can get in the house.
Yeah.
They don't want to get around other cliques, other people.
Yeah, that is two sides of it because I guess one person's like, why do you want to go out and we can stay home?
Right.
But the other person is like, why do you want to stay home when we can go out?
Yeah, we
You
always
know?
up in here.
It's
Like,
gonna
Always
cost
in the
less. It's gonna cost less. We gonna do the same things.
We ain't got to drive.
Don't have to drive.
we can get
Ain't
drunk
gotta
in
worry
here.
about
We
driving
gotta-
That's a bunch of reasons. But if you don't, does that make you selfish? I guess is the question. If you don't want your spouse to go out and just kind of be in a glow, like they like to be around their friends and go out and stuff. Is that selfish? Yeah.
I think it is selfish to kind of, if you're trying to ask the other person not to do what makes them comfortable.
Yeah.
I guess that would be kind of selfish.
Yeah. I don't think I'm selfish. I don't think I'm. Is that selfish or controlling?
I'm trying to think, is it selfish for me to not want to be mad that he wants to stay home? Because sometimes I'm like, why the heck do you want to stay home? You know, is that selfish? I don't think so.
No,
So-
you're just asking a personality
But
trait.
no, why? So it's selfish if they don't want you to go out, but it's not selfish if you don't want them to stay at home.
Better watch it. He gonna catch you.
Yeah, he trying to twist it up on me.
That's kind of the
Yeah,
same
that sounds
thing.
about right.
Just,
It actually sounds about right. That's what I'm saying. I stand by what I said.
double standard.
Dog.
Cause that's what he happy, you know, at home. So you don't think that's selfish, not wanting him to be in his happy space?
No, I don't think that's selfish because it's like my aspect, the way I look at it, I'm like, we're always in the house. We got everything. Oh, well, look, now I'm got your point because I was about to say we got everything we need in the house. I'm like, we got the music, we got the liquor, we got the movies, food. I mean, yeah, but I like to mingle. I like to interact with people, so why wouldn't I want to be out? You know, we go through this all the time, and I'm always like, just come on, let's just go. And sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. He definitely can be categorized as a homebody, and I'm definitely not. Like, let me out in the streets, okay?
But if he didn't want to let you out, you feel like he would be being selfish.
I think he'd be controlling, not selfish. I think maybe the controlling comes from a place of selfishness.
Right,
like
right.
You are being selfish because you're not thinking about that I need that outside time and I need that interaction. It's controlling because if you are literally saying like, nah, you can't go, then that's a whole different level of life.
Yeah, that is
like,
controlling.
yeah, sure, that's what the fuck is that?
Right,
Like,
right.
Yeah.
For you homebodies out there, let your spouse go out because
Understand.
we be needing it. Like we all built differently. We all built differently. We ain't built like y'all. Y'all want to stay in the house. That's what y'all want to do. But we need to get out. We need to get in the wind. We need to, like.
And for y'all outside people, let your spouse stay home. Stay like being at home. Let them chill and kick it.
Just leave them alone.
I ain't never known no outside person to force their partner to go out. They gonna ask you once or twice, and then you gonna say no. But just don't try to hold it. Don't try to hold us inside.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that any different than like wanting to go out the country or something, or take trips?
Now, I think trips are a little different.
What do you mean? Okay, how is it different?
Because I feel like trips are different. Like, I don't think that people should take many trips without their spouses.
But what
That's
if your
just how I
spouse
feel.
don't like going?
Man, that's kind of different.
And what if it's a guy's trip?
Like all guys trip?
Yeah.
Guys trip, that's worse. That's terrible. Like, what do you mean? You act like that was a good thing.
I'm asking you. I'm saying
when
he
the
can't
guys,
go.
most time when a guy's trip, the guy's goal is to look at ass and tits, get drunk. Like, you're gonna do guy stuff. Your husband.
We don't want to see the world too. We
Your
don't wanna
husband act different when he with the guys. Okay, no, you don't see no damn world. The world of ass and tits. They want to see that, and that's it.
And y'all don't act different when y'all on the girls' trips.
Not really.
Not really.
Ladies, I'm trying to hold it down.
And that's where you mess up.
Y'all be on them islands looking at men running across the beach and stuff.
Big man dingoes on
Exactly.
Running.
Y'all be doing the same stuff.
Some girls trips they do, but I think trips, I don't know. I think that may be different, but at the same time, I guess not.
So you saying trips are for the couples? That's what you saying. If we out of state, if we out the country. It's couple action.
Like, why should I be in Jamaica by myself?
You with the girls.
Doing what?
Exactly.
Dancing ain't enough. Like, we gonna dance Jamaica all night? No, I'd rather my husband be there with me.
I was just talking to my wife about that because I'm like, man, like, I like going on guys trips, but at the end of the night, I want to lay up with my wife. Like, I don't want to. Like, yeah, we could go kick. Like, I wish we could do couples trips and the guys go and the girls go, and then at the end of the night, I'm coming to the room with you, like, because after so many days of laying in the bed by myself, I ain't feeling it. I would.
You ready to get home?
Yeah, I'm ready to get home. Like, two days is probably enough because I'm like, man, I need something soft to lay up next to. But that don't mean I don't want to go on the guys' trips either because I like going kicking it with the guys. It is different. It's a different experience. Not that we looking at ass and titties, but we just operate differently when we not with the women. But I still want to come home to you, or to the room later that night. Like, I don't.
So you say no guys trips, not even like out of state?
I mean, I'm a very like jealous type, you know what I mean? What'd you say?
At least you're honest
I want to
about
hold
it.
my spouse. I'm very jealous about him. I don't want him to do anything, but then I want to do everything, so it I don't know. But I guess.
So you selfish with your husband.
I'm selfish with my husband.
But you don't want him to be selfish with you.
No, no, I want him to be selfish with me. No, I do.
Okay.
Shoot, I will.
He just don't want to go outside.
Be selfish with me. Yeah, he just don't want to go out. But I don't know. I definitely don't mind because he's maybe done like some trips with the guys, maybe an overnight trip or something. Nothing like gone to Vegas or anything like that. I'm not ready for that. Maybe that's what it is. It hasn't come to me yet.
We gotta mute all that out. we don't want no ideas. Right,
you too strict, Minah. Shit.
Look, I'm like, no.
Let my wife hear this episode.
Look, I told the wife like, yeah, guys want to go to New York. Nope. What? What you mean? She like, we ain't been yet.
That's another
I'm gonna have
thing.
to go twice then, cause the guys want to go.
Take y'all
and
out.
that's where that conversation came up. Cause I'm like, I wish we could all go at one time. Like you could come when we down there, but I wouldn't want her to be by herself.
Right.
And we gone doing us all day, and she just waiting at the room for me.
Right.
And I definitely don't want her roaming New York by herself. So that'll be. But yeah, like situations like that, I definitely be like, yeah, guys, we gone, we kicking it all day, dude, and then you back at the room when I get to the room. But
you want your cake and you want to eat it too.
He
what are you
want to
supposed
take
to
the
do with
guys
cake?
trip.
What do you do with cake?
And let the ladies be there too. So you like at the end of the night, I'm gonna meet you.
Yes.
That does sound pretty dope though.
It do.
That is a nice idea,
Yeah.
But the wives got to get along, so you guys
so they
gotta,
could be doing some
right,
stuff.
so they could go do some stuff. We go party, y'all go party, and we beat up afterwards. Like,
Yes, so that would be nice. We have a separate party and one together.
We gonna make that shit work. So, man, I hate to get all serious here because this has been very. We got 48 minutes. Any other topics that you wanted to get into? No.
Unless we're gonna talk about the kids and the school stuff, we could save that for another time.
But she did want to ask, why aren't parents more involved in school? What made you think of that question, Miss Minah?
Well, pretty much, other than like the radio and the hair stuff, I do a lot of stuff with the kids and teens. I actually am the chairperson of a parent advisory council for my children's school. And when you guys talk about different subjects, most times I'm going to bring something in about parenting and kids and stuff. And one question that always I wonder is why more parents aren't involved with their kids, and as far as like the success of them, as far as coming to the school meetings, as far as doing field trips and volunteering within the classroom. So I'm just wondering, why do you guys think that parents aren't so involved, and what is it going to take to make a change?
Family. Because they working.
I thought you were saying broken homes. Oh,
No.
you saying the families are busy.
Yeah, you saying
I'm saying it needs
the rat
to,
race.
It needs to be that family. Everyone knows I'm a traditional type of person, but that's one of the reasons why I believe in like the traditional man go out and work, take care of whatever, and mom is at home, because I wanted my wife to be able to go to the kids' activities, parent teacher conferences, whatever was going on at the school. There was a parent available for that. Because if we both working, we both might not be home, or we tired because we done been at work all day, or dinner gotta be cooked because we just got home from work. Life is full.
Yes, so much.
So for me, it's just that family structure where you got a parent that's accessible to do all those things. Unless you get lucky and y'all both work a morning shift where you're 7 to 3, and you can be available for all the rest of that stuff, then cool. But that's not realistic.
Okay, so you think more parents aren't involved because life is super busy?
Yes,
They're
life.
busy. But
Everybody
isn't the
gotta.
success of your kids' education a part of life and the things you need to like add into your agenda?
Yes, it should be.
Should be.
It absolutely should be. But I mean, even from me, I get off work. I'm not really trying to go to a parent teacher conference.
Hmm.
As a single parent, you do it more because you feel like you have to. You have to. Like it's just you. So you're all you got to go to do everything. But after going to work and then two people going to work, y'all both not gonna feel like going.
Oh wow! See, I've never heard that.
So neither parent goes.
I don't know. Sometimes, I don't know. I just know that's why it was our way. I know my mom missed a bunch of things because she had to work.
Hmm.
For me, it was like, all right, I work. I would rather you be able to be at all the kids' stuff. Unless we can both find jobs where we work during the day and we'll take turns. Or,
Yeah.
you got to go to this kid,
Yep.
I got to go to that kid. You got to go
Or
to
you gotta
this.
go this time, or you gotta take off
the
this
time.
time.
Exactly.
And
Yeah,
I'll take off
Sacrifice.
this. Yep.
Yeah, like, but if it's, but what if you got one of them jobs where you can't take off? Or
Yeah.
it's we want it to be that simple. If everybody has those type of careers where they can do stuff like that, but it's not that simple for everybody that's in the working world where they can take off and because their kid has something going on. So that's why I just believe the family aspect and the structure where somebody is always accessible for the kids.
Okay, and how about you, Deuce? Why do you think a lot of parents don't get involved too much with the school activities with their children?
My answer is very similar to Punk. The rat race, and in our society, definitely in American society, we've been taught to love this money. We worry about what we can buy our kids instead of worry about teaching them. So I think the rat race, the United States culture, as far as capitalism. If you think about it, like we put so much, we'll put work in front of so many things. We'll put work in front of our own health. You'll go to work sick, like So I just think we get caught up into making as much money as we can, and we'll buy our kids love.
Yeah.
yeah. I think that's what it really is.
So do you think that there is a less of a push for education than now, or just the success of our kids in school because of the rat race and just because we are so caught up in success and just working?
Is it less of a push from parents?
Yes.
I don't think that. I just think you still pushing them. It's just more through words as opposed to
Action.
being active.
Yeah.
And actually being there to, oh, your teacher called me. I'm up at the school. Can't really do that. So a lot of kids probably feel like, you call my mama, she ain't work. She at work. Ain't like she finna come. And it's because they know.
Yeah.
My mama, my daddy, they at work. You can call them. They not coming. So, but if your mama
Think
pull
that
up,
if you want.
right,
You ain't gonna do too much.
yeah, you would think about it.
Mom's at the
differently.
crib, she will pull up quick.
Oh yeah, she gonna
And
get there really
Yeah.
fast. She gonna get up there fast.
I've actually experienced that in my household. Like my oldest son, the wife had to go sit with him one day at school, and my second oldest,
Sit in the class with him.
shit. So my second oldest, he was acting up, and she told him, she said, "Oh, don't worry, I'm gonna come sit in your classroom next time I get a phone call." He went to the back. She ain't good. My oldest, Denari, like, Mama will come to your classroom. She did it to me.
Like, stop playing with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he came back out there like, you sat in Denari class? She like, yes. Did you think I was joking?
Right.
And he like, yeah, I didn't think you would really come.
Why not?
It's not a game.
I ain't embarrassed.
Play
You
with
is,
me.
goddamn
We're
it.
gonna be embarrassed, like it's not a game. But that's just the kid's mentality, like mom, but at that time, her not working and stuff, it's like, oh, she'll come to the school.
So in the back of their head, that was instilled. Like, okay, if I get too wild, somebody mama gonna pull up. Dad gonna pull up. Somebody gonna pull up.
And that'll keep you flying right. Okay.
Yeah, usually it do. I mean, at this point, we fortunate with our jobs. Well, if something happened, one of us still can pull up. Typically, it's me at this point. Like, but they know that. We live 5 minutes from your school. We work 10 minutes from the house. So, dude, make me have to come to the school.
Right.
Right. It's gonna be worse for you.
It's gonna be bad, and I will come to the school. So, but we fortunate. That's not everybody. Reality, not living 10 minutes from the house or working 10 minutes from the house.
Exactly.
It's usually a bit of a trip. But yeah.
So, Miss Minah, what about you? Why do you think parents aren't as involved as they probably should be?
Well, I think that just like you guys say, I think that the parents are too busy, but I think that it's also because parents have the mindset that social media, that the internet, that the teachers are all the kids need as far as their education.
You think parents think that?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Like the social media?
Yeah.
Really?
Like, I don't know. I grew up in the age of encyclopedias and dictionaries. You know what I mean? We had to research. We got to study.
Yeah.
The kids now, they just
go to the internet.
Hey, Siri, what does such and such mean?
Google got a whole little cheat quiz, little cheat thing for quizzes and stuff.
Yes.
Kids think we don't know that.
I
know.
Full equations.
Yeah. It's terrible. You can actually...
Look, Siri listening to us now.
Oh my
look.
God, and that's another thing. Why is Siri listening to
Siri
us?
said, "You guys need me."
Oh my God.
We have your kids.
Yeah, that's crazy. So you know what I mean? It's just like, how do we really distinguish what is keeping parents back from it? And so my goal is always like, when I talk about parents like helping the kids, I'm talking about the parents helping their kids to be successful. It's all about your students' success. So I feel like we deal with I'm in the inner city. So I know it's a little different like in the suburbs and stuff like that, but in the inner city, the kids, their parents, they are not teaching them, they're not helping them. They're not I don't know, how can I say,
they're not doing the basics. They're not giving them basics.
They're not active in their education, just making sure that they do everything they need to. We have a lot of parents that aren't savvy with the computer and how to fill out applications and stuff, or that have and no shots to like anybody, but like who've never worked. They only like live off Section 8 or food stamps and stuff like that. So how can they really help a kid do a lot of stuff and be successful if they don't know how to do that themselves? You know what I mean?
But that's why they relying on social media and Google. That's why they relying on social media, Google, teachers, because they don't have the knowledge to teach themselves. So,
exactly.
I mean, in that sense, they can't be active because they don't know what's going on. Like, how do you be active in something that you lack in yourself?
Yes. And have you all ever heard a kid or a parent say, have you ever heard them say, man, my son brought that math page to me, and I looked at it like, shit, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Take this back. Like, what?
Right,
you couldn't even help the kid, do the assignment. So the kid is like, hey, they didn't help me. I couldn't do it. What am I supposed to do?
Some parents just not good at math. That wasn't a subject. I can't let that one fly. Only because
because the shit happened to you?
Math is my strong point. But
Me too.
My wife, she's not a math person. So she always tell the kids to call me, like, call your daddy or wait till you come home. But she was like the science reading person.
Yeah.
Or the
You even knew that new
history
math?
reading person. Yes and no.
It's all the
I know
same.
how to do it, but it's way more complicated. And I'm not even gonna lie. I just tell my kids like, "This is what I used to do. So I need you to do." And I tell them the way I was doing it. I
Okay, so
can't-
you'd even tell them to do shit.
Nah.
Okay.
No. But I mean, that's just the, my wife, she'll send them to me for math. Like, ask your daddy because I can't help you with it. But that's another good thing. What happened to two parents in the household?
Yeah.
Because maybe
I was
what
just
that
about
one
to
not
say.
good at, the other one might
I think
be.
it's always like that in the household. Most times, one parent, they are into math or they are into reading, and the others into sciences and earthy stuff.
Right.
Nobody ever does the same
Same.
stuff.
Right,
Like, go
right.
see your mama, go see your
Yep.
daddy, let them help you.
Yep.
'Cause I ain't got nothing for you,
I
okay?
heard that. It's better to have two.
Balance.
Shit.
Balance.
Yeah, balance.
Equality.
Oh, don't get him started.
But no, if I could just say that
started.
one thing, I just like parents definitely just get more involved. Start making your kids do more studying. A lot of times, if the kids don't have homework, like my children, I have like bred them into like reading. I don't care if you got homework or not. You should always be doing some reading. You should always be doing some math, multiplication. Like my dad is African, so when I was coming up, it was like you had to know your times tables left and right, back and forth, and no matter what math you're doing, if you can multiply, you can do it.
Yeah, you
so
can make it through, yeah.
then you can make it through. So make your kids do this multiplication. Even in second and third grade, you should be able to ask them like, how many 4 times 4, how many apples if you got 4 baskets of apples, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to teach your kids young. So definitely parents, we got to just get more involved. That's all I say.
Is
Just
that
get more
also a
involved.
teaching thing though? Because I remember
No.
growing up in grammar school, we did the multiplication table every morning. We did like a quiz every morning where she handed us a sheet of paper
Yeah.
and she spat out times tables and we had to write the answer and that was it.
But you learned it. You probably learned it at home. Like that's where
Yeah.
you really like exercised
maybe,
it. You get what I'm saying?
but-
You only remember the part where you went to class, but
Yeah,
you don't
well,
probably remember the part when you was at home and your mom
really
like,
learning it.
okay, or you really learned it.
No, I don't. Not saying that my mom didn't, because she was active in my school stuff. But I guess what I'm saying is, I wonder, do teachers even still do that? With like the new way that
yes.
they do everything? Because multiplication is completely different. So do you still spit out to students what's 5 times 4? And they have to just write the answer down? Because y'all teaching them this whole little chart thing. We didn't have a chart.
I was just about to
It
say, I
was-
thought we did have the chart, because I had the chart when I was young, like the whole box grid that you go down
left
and
and
across.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I didn't learn like that.
Really? Yeah,
I
we
did
had
not
that.
learn
And
like
then we
that.
had the up and down where you learn them kind of stacked in lines. So
yeah,
I think,
know the stack
Stack
way.
them.
yeah,
Yeah.
the stacked up way and the
But
grid.
I didn't learn the grid. So when they send that home to my kids and they like, oh, we supposed to take this number, then go over to here, and it's like,
You
what?
like, what?
Right, like,
Like,
it sounds like
nah,
you know this already. What you need me for?
Well, yeah, it's, no, 5 times 4 is 20, bro. I don't know about this moving. That, like, I don't know nothing about that. But
One thing I will say though, like you were saying about how your father did you, those fundamentals are key. You
Yes.
know, like yes, I see a lot of us talk about school and how what they teach you, what they don't teach you, but we need those fundamentals. You know, yes, you might learn a whole bunch of stuff that's irrelevant to your life, but get these kids early. Get them to know
Yes,
these
catch 'em
multiplications. Get them
early.
to know that reading. Like you said, you keep your kids reading. If they get those fundamentals, they gonna be straight. They gonna be
Yes.
straight. You know.
And then
Yeah.
when it's times where you guys are like, oh, we about to go on vacation next week. You know what I mean? Y'all gonna miss a week of school. Like,
Yeah, you want them to be able to catch right back in.
come on
in
now.
line.
Sometimes
Yup.
people like, well, the kids will. If my kids need to miss this week of school, we gonna get assignments and they gonna be all right. They already got straight A's and B's, and
Right.
this
Right.
week of school not gonna kill
Kill 'em.
them. You
Right,
know what I mean?
right.
Where they can't do stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
But not and attendance is crazy. Like,
yeah,
so many people get up some mornings and they don't want to take the kids to school. Like,
Oh,
yeah, I ain't going. It's
So
That's sad.
Look at what you call him on here? I'm ready to call you like, oh, punk. I said rock. No, like some people don't want to get up and take the kids to school.
that is it. So I work at a school, and we do transportation where we actually pick the students up at their door.
At their door.
At their
They don't want to send the kids to the door.
The kids
they're not even ready.
Ready. They not come. They walking up
That's
like,
crazy.
no, I ain't coming. I had a kid. His mama came out. He'll be ready in a minute, but he came out behind her in boxers. I ain't coming today.
Oh my God.
Oh, really?
We got kids. He's
Mama.
not
Yeah.
ready. He just won't. He's not ready on time, and you're his parent.
Yeah, like what did you
Bro,
do?
you need to be
tell
ready at
him?
8:00. Get up, get ready. What do you mean he's not ready? You know, like, but that goes to the parents not being. I don't know if they not involved or I don't know, but it ain't no way I'm in the house and my kid get picked up for school at 8:00 and I'm like, yeah, he's just not ready at that time. No, you're gonna be ready.
Yeah, it's some
You
big,
gotta go to school.
Especially maybe once in a while, like, oh, it was an emergency.
Right.
You know.
Yeah,
Right,
I mean,
right.
sometimes,
Like,
but every day,
Yeah.
no, your kid should be ready.
I volunteered at the kids' school, and like my son's school started at 7:30, and literally like 8:15, kids still kind of trickling in, like just coming in slow and just moving. Like if you get there that late, you should be hauling ass like to the class. You're supposed to be like, I'm so sorry, I'm late. My mom said to tell you I'm sorry. Nah, them kids be like, can I still get breakfast? If you don't get your butt up, you tell me you this late and you didn't eat breakfast.
is gone.
But you know, sometimes
The lunch lady is gone. She
Right.
cooking lunch already.
Yo.
Okay, y'all
Thinking
eat lunch in
about
2 hours.
sometimes that's the parents' fault too.
Yeah.
Like, what
I
if that
mean-
parent work overnight and they don't get off till 7? Now you gotta try to get home by whatever time for your kid to be at school at 7:30. Might not have enough time.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
like
true.
sometimes it's not always the it's not always that, but it's tough out here.
It is.
Yeah, it definitely is. I know.
I hate to end it on that somber note, but I think that's it, guys. We hit a bunch of. Did we hit all our topics?
I think we missed the one about why aren't there more men teachers?
Oh, do
teachers.
you want to get into that real quick? Did you have you had a take on it?
I just think men weren't traditionally, that wasn't a occupation that was pushed on men. Like nursing wasn't, you know, or
Yeah.
what it was. Men were in factories, you know, doing what's considered like hard manual labor and
Coal
teaching-
mines, factories,
you know,
wars.
and the women were teachers, nurses, you know, the nurturing things that they always been doing.
So you think teachers are more of a nurturing role?
I think you have to be, because kids need so much, you know, especially when they learning. You kind of got to nurture them, how they learn. All students not going to get it at the same time, so you got to have patience. It's a lot that go into teaching, honestly.
You feel like there needs to be more men teachers?
Absolutely.
Why is that?
Just to see, for young men and boys to see a different perspective in front of them, where it's not always, well, not always, because it is male teachers, but you know, the majority is woman teachers. They need to see people like them and know that, oh, I could be smart, educated, I could do this, I could be that type of person. It's not all about whatever they think it's about. And just to know that somebody that look like them, as we would say, and other things, is up teaching.
Miss Minah?
Okay. Why aren't there more male teachers? I think like he said, I think it's because when we're young, that's not one of the goal jobs. You know what I mean? Like your young boys, they want to be police and they want to be firefighters. Nowadays in 2022, the kids want to be engineers and they want to be physical. You know what I mean? They want to be pipe layers and stuff like that. Construction and things of that sort. So I think that it's just the narrative that we don't push, that teachers are like that amazing job. You never, like you say, hear somebody say, oh, I want to be a teacher. You know what I mean? As a young boy. I think that though I can't remember having some great male teachers when I was coming up. So yeah, it's like you can remember, like, man, Mr. Johnson back in the day, he was dope,
You know what's crazy? I think I remember my male teachers more because it was so few.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, it just kind of stick out. Like, everybody knew the male teachers because it was only 4 of them in the whole school. Yeah.
And the male teachers were so cool. I don't know. It's something about the male teachers. They were really cool. But I think that now I think they are more male teachers. And I think there are more even African American male teachers, and especially when it comes to like professors and stuff, they starting to be more.
And they need to pay these teachers more money.
Yeah,
you
yes.
know, because they're literally teaching the future. They're literally, teaching the people that's going to be, creating the future for us. And, we got teachers underpaid. They got to go on strike to get their money and get their rights. It's ridiculous.
But it's always been like that. Like, I can remember when I was young, I never said, oh, I want to be a teacher, because I can remember the teachers complaining back in the day, like, teachers been saying they've been underpaid since the beginning of time.
Right.
So if you choose to be a teacher, I feel like that's like your role. Like, you're not about to be paid what you really deserve.
Right.
What we fighting for. Like, people have said before, teachers should be paid like doctors.
Right.
You know what I mean? They should, but they aren't.
Nope.
And most times they mispay, and there's strike, and there's all of these things. If you aren't in the union, you know what I mean, and stuff like that, then you miss out on a lot. So, hey, big shout out to the teachers.
Yeah, shout out to the teachers. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Keep looking after our youth. We appreciate it.
They need y'all.
Yep.
Definitely. Yep. If nobody ever told you, we appreciate you, okay?
Yep, I heard that.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
We appreciate you, Punk. So, hey, we going to wrap it up. We're a little past the hour, yep. We're a little past the hour.
That was fun. Hey. I had a lot of fun.
We appreciate you.
Definitely appreciate you.
And will you be back?
Oh, yes, anytime. Y'all let me know. I'm coming.
Hey.
And I love it.
Yes.